Today I messed up by texting a number left on my car. I am a lesbian, taken, and assumed the note was from a female based on the handwriting and hearts. I thought I'd do my single friends a solid and text the number back and find out. An informal variant of, well, Def was not a female. I did see a guy parked near me, but absolutely did not peg the note as his handwriting. Photos here. The exchange went like this. Me. Hi Alexis. This is Emily, the girl you left a note for. I assume you are also a female, so damn. I must be screaming gay today, haha. I'm completely flattered, but I am engaged. I give you so much credit for shooting your shot. I do have some cute single friends. Alexis. I'm not a woman, I even saw you eating. Me. Oh shoot, my bad. You still thought I was cute after I slammed a KFC bowl? That's kind of you, lol. Today I messed up by joining a Discord that wasn't what I thought. This has been bothering me, and I need to vent. I have a wide array of interests when it comes to adult content. I was on a Reddit group involving moms and sons. I am fully aware that it's not real, and that's the point. It's a dumb fantasy, and I like sexy, mature women. While on the group, I followed a link to a Discord group that I believed would basically be a cougar/MILF type group. When I joined the Discord, every channel was locked, requiring registering on a website. It seemed strange to me, like a possible scam. So I closed the window and went on my way without even accessing the group. The next day, I received a message saying I was locked out of Discord for 3 days because that Discord contained content involving minors. I was horrified and disgusted. I want nothing to do with Kitty P //n, and now even being that close to me is haunting me. Today I messed up by attempting to save a small child from a house fire. This happened a good 10 years ago, but I've been way too embarrassed to even think about posting it here. I guess today is the day. I used to rent a house in a sleepy suburban part of town. Quiet street, pretty rare to see anyone walking around sort of place. The entire block was single-family homes. One such quiet day, early October if I remember right, took my dog out for his morning walk. As we get to the top of the street, I see a dense plume of smoke coming out of the corner house's chimney. I knew the tenants who used to live at this place and was happy when they moved out. Their dog attacked my dog at one point. Thought it was a bit weird since I thought the place was unoccupied. I kept walking, but for some reason my brain really found the whole thing unusual. So I turned around and went back for another look. It smelled a lot like wood burning, and the amount of smoke got me worried. I knocked on the door. No response. Knocked again and waited. No one came to the door, but I thought I heard a child's voice inside. Now I'm really freaking worried. I call 911 and explain what I'm seeing. I told them it's probably nothing, but could they send someone over to check it out? Sir, we have to treat this as a house fire. We're sending resources. /gulp/. I wasn't far from the fire department, and it didn't take long to start hearing the sirens. All the sirens. Oh my God. A few minutes later, the first truck shows up, and another, and another, and another. I realized pretty quickly that whatever was happening most likely did not warrant this much trouble. But as soon as the first guy stepped off his truck and walked towards the house, I knew I messed up. I still occasionally wake up in the middle of the night and remember him looking at me with the most disappointed look I had ever seen. As a professional firefighting wizard, he instinctively realizes houses have basements and that you can look at the freaking chimney so see whether it's coming from the basement or the main living area. I guess some of these guys also know what a fireplace is. A couple of them go around the back of the house and soon walk back to the front yard with a robe-wearing dude, wondering WTF just happened and why someone would call the fire department for using a fireplace. Turns out he worked as a caretaker for the landlord and would sometimes stay in the basement unit. It all made sense, of course, but I was just trying to help Sadface. Today I messed up by almost revealing I started writing my vows. My 29F boyfriend, Alex, 28M, have been together for 3 years and living together for over 2. We both agree on and plan to get married, but we want to be more financially stable first. We've never had a fight, just a few very calm disagreements, and our communication is great 99.9% of the time. This is all to establish that as far as I can tell, we have a very healthy relationship, and I'm not totally crazy for doing this. I have a tendency to plan out things that I want to say in my head, but have a terrible memory, so I write them down. I'm also one of those people who always dreamed of getting married. I was single for a lot of my young adult life and had started to be convinced it would never happen. Then I met Alex and was absolutely blown away by happiness. I've never known love like this, and we've weathered a few complex life events with no problems. My friends and family love him. His friends and family love me. Aside from normal life chaos, things are great. Now to the meat of the story. A month or so ago, I couldn't sleep and my brain had already been in the mode of, I wonder what our wedding would look like? Which isn't super common but happens. I then thought down the path of what I would say for vows. To be fair, I've been to a handful of weddings but never closely studied the vows, so I'm not even 100% sure what I came up with will work. But my brain generated something that sounded like the perfect little speech before leading into the "I promise to" part. I'm not a writer and usually don't come up with things that pretty, so I wrote it down in my notes app. Fast forward to last night. Alex was at a concert with friends. I had plans to meet up with one of my best friends, Jess. They're also in a happy long-term relationship and have also been thinking about wedding stuff in general. While talking, I, without thinking, said something along the lines of, I even kind of started writing my vows, so. They freaked out and of course wanted to read what I had, and I know they wouldn't tell Alex, so I showed them. Jess, of course, started crying, saying they loved it. The conversation continued. I went home, and Alex got home from his concert too. Here's where I went wrong. I'm terrible with secrets and lies. Ever since I was a kid and had a lie bite me in the ass, I just don't. I found life to be better when open and honest. Alex is also friends with Jess and asked how our hangout was. I started to say, great, but I made them cry and cut myself after, but upon realizing what he would ask next, and I don't want to lie to him. He obviously realized I had a secret and started playing 20 questions to find out what it was. Like I said, I'm horrible with secrets, and he managed to figure out that it's some sort of gift, but that he won't get it for possibly years. It's worth noting that he hates both gifts and surprises. They make him anxious, uncomfortable, and feeling indebted. This is when I knew I messed up, because once he knew something existed, I knew he would dwell on it indefinitely and it would bother him. Yes, I could have lied and said it was something about Jess and their partner, but I was also anxious at that point and picked the wrong cover-up. After apologizing for knowing that I've created a train of thought that will bug him, and trying to convince him that he would be best off forgetting I said anything, we went to bed. He said he had a dream about solving a puzzle, and throughout the day has been texting me probing questions trying to figure it out. I am obviously not going to reveal anymore, and I certainly won't be showing him what I wrote, but I feel bad that this will genuinely bother him for a while. Also, to anyone thinking, just tell him something but don't reveal it all. That might make things worse. We both fully plan to get married, but it's not really on our radar anytime soon. And I know he has a lot of anxiety about not feeling enough like a grown adult, especially when it comes to marriage. I should add that we both have stable careers, and he is the most emotionally intelligent man I've ever met. So other than saving money and him feeling comfortable with the idea, I don't think there are actually any roadblocks. I'm in no rush whatsoever, and will happily wait until he is as enthusiastic about it as I am. If I was to reveal that it had anything to do with our future vows, it might make his anxiety worse. He doesn't mind talking about it. Weddings are a common topic with many of our friends getting married, but it's not something he thought about prior to our relationship, so discussing little details for our own wedding stresses him out a little. His brain just hasn't thought that far yet. I don't want to give him even the slightest idea that I'm trying to rush him, when in reality, I'm just living the dream of my inner little girl thinking about her future wedding. In the midst of a happy, long-term relationship, I randomly thought up part of what I might want to say for my vows at our eventual wedding. My boyfriend hates surprises, and I accidentally revealed that I have a secret after I showed what I wrote to a friend. He is now going to drive himself crazy trying to figure out what it is, which I obviously will not confirm even if he does figure it out. I feel guilty for giving him an unsolvable puzzle that he will dwell on. Today I messed up. I ruined my jerk. I'm stupid, 21M. From the birth I have defective penis. It was not so bad. Just short frenulum, Peyronie disease, Fortis spots with hairs growing from my trunk, and some scar tissue on foreskin. But I realized that recently when too late. I even didn't try meet the girl because I feel myself defective. Instead of that, I fall in porn addiction and edging too much, 45-minute average for session. With years, my frenulum is covered with tears. And recently I've got varicose on jerk. I gave it 1 day break and ICWA came over me, but after I fapped 4 times almost in a row. How could I do something so stupid? After that I felt something under my groin, like the underskin vein was damaged, felt like bruise. The swollen vein on the trunk become even larger, and today if I strain it becomes pale/drained of blood. Also my trunk got covered with little and thin new varicose veins. Today I messed up by shaving myself. For context, I'm a very hairy man and have been a bit insecure about my body. I also have a tendency to involuntary twitch. I don't think it's Tourette's, but I've never been tested for it. Anyway, I've been reading online that some men feel more confident after manscaping their nether regions. So I think you all see where this is going. I've been shaving and trimming my beard with a beard trimmer that I also use to shave my head when my hair gets too long. I thought to myself, well, if it works for my hair and beard, I don't see why it wouldn't work for what I've got going on down under. So I take a pair of trimming scissors I use for my beard and was being extremely careful when cutting the hair length down so it's easier to shave it off. After I was done, I used my electric trimmer, an informal variant of, well, my body decided this seems like the perfect time to twitch, and I ended up accidentally cutting my hot dog. Thankfully, I didn't hit a vein, but was left with a stinging pain. Needless to say, I'm gonna buy the proper tools for the next time I decide to trim the hair downstairs. Today I messed up, accidentally taking the tip jar. Today I messed up by accidentally taking the tip jar from my local coffee shop. I decided to stop by the shop on my way to school to get some unfinished homework. I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and then ordered my breakfast. I ordered a coffee and a yogurt parfait. I got the parfait instantly, and then 2 seconds later, while I was fishing the money out of my wallet, the cashier set down an empty bowl-shaped cup next to the yogurt. I thought that it was for the yogurt, but I was wrong. Thankfully, I was lazy and did not use the cup. Once I was done, I went back to the front to ask where I should discard of it since it was porcelain or something ick. And then the people making the coffees turned and were like, "That's the tip bowl." I was never so embarrassed in my life. Anyways, yeah, that was terrifying. TLDR. I accidentally took the tip jar of because I thought it was for my order. Today I messed up by mishearing someone and embarrassing myself. So I'm currently on a trip to Spain, staying in a hostel. I was in the shared kitchen on the first night and wanted to make a cup of tea, but some guy was using the kettle. No issues. Me, "Can I use the kettle when you're done?" Him, "Why?" Me, I'm just looking to make some tea." Him, annoyed, "Why?" Me, "I just feel like making a cup of tea. What's the issue?" He turns to me, clearly very irritated, and says the word again, more enunciated, at which point I realize he wasn't saying why, he was saying wait in a very strong accent. At this point, a group of people standing nearby are staring at us. One is amused, one is giving me a dirty look, while a third is rolling her eyes. I realize I'm looking like a Karen. I go red and try to explain that I just misheard the guy, but before I could get enough words out, he cuts me off really angrily, and one of the girls from the group goes, "Leave him alone and have some patience, he will be done soon." So anyway, I walked away embarrassed, didn't get my tea, and am seriously considering just booking a whole new hostel.